Hi, this is Jake from Optimus Futures, and in this video, I'll be going over widgets on Optimus Trader. Now, widgets feature as the main core functionality of Optimus Trader. Everything ultimately runs back to widgets, so it is a good idea to familiarize yourself with widgets and how they function on Optimus Trader. Now, as you can see, just at a quick glance of Optimus Trader on the home screen here, everything you typically see is run through a widget. As you can see, we have a chart. There is a charting widget. We have date and time. Date and time is its own widgets. We have a favorites board, which is its own widgets. Time and sales, R tape, depth of market. You get the point. Everything is run through a widget on this platform. So in this video, we'll intend to familiarize you with widgets, how to customize them and resize them, rearrange, and much more. So let's get started. First of all widgets on this platform can be found in the top right-hand corner of the platform window, and you will see a widgets button or the widgets tab. Now, if you do left click on it, you will get a pop-up bar on the far right-hand side, or otherwise known as the Widget Sidebar. This is where your location of all widgets on this platform are held. So starting from the top, going down to the bottom here, first up we have a charting widget, accounts, reconstructed tape, time and sales, notifications, positions, orders, my favorites, date and time, and depth of market, or a dome chart. Now, as you can see, they do extend a bit past our window, so if you need to, you can simply scroll down on your mouse wheel to reach those widgets that were a bit out of sight. Now, to show you how to place widgets, I'll actually start off with a brand new layout. So if you do need a new layout or you'd like to clear your layout, you can go to layouts and then clear layout. This will start you with a blank screen. And as you can see, Optimus Trader designates that we need to add a widget. So to add a widget, you'll just simply need to left click on the widget tab, which will open up your widget sidebar here. And then simply left click on the widget you'd like to place on your home screen. So a typical widget we would start off with is the charting widget. And as you can see, with a simple left click, my widget is instantly placed on my home screen. From here, I have a couple more options. And as I've mentioned, Optimus Trader is extremely customizable. So just because the default widget appears to be in a uniform way that you do not like, that's not exactly the case. You're always welcome to customize it and move it around your platform. So if you would like to move it around, simply drag your mouse icon over the top of the ribbon of the widget. You'll know you're in the right location once your mouse icon turns into a pan symbol or the little hand. This represents that you can left click and hold. And as you can see, once my hand is closed here, I'm able to drag my widget around. Now you'll see a red box located directly underneath our widget. This actually designates where the widget will end up once you let go. So as you can see, if I do drag the widget, even if it's off screen, there's a red box that is always going to follow my widget around. So once I let go of my left mouse button, my widget will automatically snap back to that red box. Again, I'm dragging it around, and the red box will show the outline of where the widget will be placed. Again, if I let go, my widget will snap. Now, not only can we rearrange widgets, but we can also resize them. So if you feel that your charting widget is a bit too small, we may need to increase the size of that. So if you'd like to increase the size of a widget, and this can be done with essentially any widget on this platform, simply move your mouse cursor this time to the bottom right-hand corner of our widget. And you'll see there is a little right bracket symbol towards the bottom. This represents that you can extend or resize your widget in this location. And please note that it can only be done in the bottom right-hand corner. So if you need reference, just look for this little black border in the bottom right-hand corner. And you'll know you're able to resize it once you do see the diagonal crosshairs, essentially. The mouse icon will transform into that diagonal arrow symbol. Once you do reach that symbol, again, you'll left click and hold. And this time, instead of rearranging it, you'll be resizing it. And as you can see, you will get a similar red box to the one we did when we rearranged our widget. And again, the red box tells the truth. This is where your widget will be ended up. So even though I'm just a bit inside my red box, it's going to snap out. Again, we can do the same thing. If I come out just a bit, I do have an overlay of a red box, so my widget is going to snap down to where the red box border is. Now, when you do have multiple widgets up at a time, this feature definitely comes in more handy, so you can see exactly where the widgets are going to be placed. So let's place a couple more widgets on our platform homepage. Maybe we'll need an accounts widget, a notifications widget, something to track our positions, and maybe something for our orders. And as you can see, once our homepage does fill up, the widgets do begin to pile down to the bottom. So if a widget is out of sight and you think you've placed it already, use your mouse scroll once again to scroll down just a bit to reach that widget that's been placed out of sight. And you can essentially place endless widgets on this platform, each one pertaining to a different symbol or contract that you may trade. So let's say, for example, our orders widget needs to be placed on top next to our chart. We can left click, drag, and as you can see, the platform begins to rearrange itself, and the red box designates where my widget will be placed. And you can see it interacts with the widgets and the boxes around it. They do move out of the way. The one you're currently held on to does obtain priority over the other widgets, so feel free to place it where you like, and the widgets around it will rearrange accordingly. So let's say I had my orders widget in the top left. Now I can resize my charting widget just a bit smaller, and then I can place them side by side. All right, so just a couple more features about widgets on Optimus Trader. The next feature we'll be covering related to widgets is widget linking. Now, as you can see here on our chart, we do have a brief description or tutorial per se on how to link widgets on this platform. And it's very simple. Now, the purpose of the widget linking is to essentially push the assets from the first widget to the second widget. So this may come in handy when, for example, trading multiple contracts at a time, and you have multiple charts possibly open at the same time. Each chart can essentially forward its assets from one widget to the other. That way they are linked in unison, and it's a great way to stay organized. So if we apply a symbol to our chart right here, we'll do the E-mini S&P 500. We now gain the symbol in the top right hand corner of our charting widget, and you can see it represents a link. Now if we left click and hold, you'll see this linking widget actually detaches. We can place this on any other widget that does support widget linking. Now there are several widgets that do support widget linking, the first one being charts, the second being reconstructed tape, third, time and sales, and lastly, depth of market. So if we add a depth of market widget on our platform here, and I'll drag it up top to view it just a bit better. As you can see, now if we left click, hold, and drag, you will get a little pop-up message saying set widget symbol to /ES, which is the asset contained within the first widget. And as you can see, although it may take a sec to load, our widgets are now linked. Once again, we can do this for the other widgets available. So if we do add a reconstructed tape and place it right here, we back out of our widget sidebar and then link it to our R tape. As you can now see, our R tape is linked to the first widget, which was our chart, and they now have the same symbol and they are in unison. So again, this is just a great way to stay organized. And on the top of organization, let's move on to our final topic. In settings, you can actually adjust the layout of how widgets are placed. So as you can see, by default, they do default to a vertical shape the layout. It's actually possible to change these horizontally. So you do get, when you place a widget, essentially a horizontal location. So if we clear our widgets and we begin to place widgets on our platform and then rearrange them, as you can see, they now default to a horizontal view rather than a vertical one. Again, this is another way to stay organized. It's not absolutely necessary, but for traders that are particularly interested in organization, this is very helpful.